What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is episode number 4 of Season 3 of F1 2018 Career Mode. We have finally fixed our helmets, which was an issue for a couple of episodes there, but we've also updated the livery of our car to represent the new sponsor that is on board with the team. Martini is now the naming rights sponsor, or just the main sponsor of the team. Here's a little look at the summary of the upgrades so far. Sauber making huge leaps and bounds. Again, that looks like a major upgrade for those guys. Maybe even ultimate, I'm not too sure. We plateaued this episode because we've got a major weight reduction upgrade heading our way for the next race in Spain. So, yeah, we might see a little bit of a downwards trend back towards maybe what you saw in the first round or second round. But we've got to keep pushing hard. We've got to hope that maybe there's some kind of dramas or incidents for the people ahead of us in the race today, but we'll have to wait and see. You can see the Martini red stripe on the car, which is really nice to see. So heading into qualifying, we have the worst engine, or one of the worst engines. We need a fresh power unit to compete in quali. It's just how it is.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway.
Okay, so here we are for qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough round for us. We seem to be faster in the third sector from what I could see in practice. So the straight line speed-wise, it wasn't bad, but we seem to be very, very slow in sectors 1 and 2. So although the very, very top-end speed is fine because we've got a lot of drag reduction upgrades applied to the car, it's the acceleration, the engine power, which we are still lacking, unfortunately. And there's just something that is missing. There's something just not quite hooking up versus even my teammate to some degree. I seem to be struggling quite a bit at this racetrack, despite driving quite well, I must admit. 37.3 across the line. I think that's still us in last place, I believe, as we go out onto the circuit now for our final run. The game tells us that there is no time remaining for us to get out there
standing by
and set a lap time. But I hesitated for a moment and thought about it, and I thought, let's just go out there anyway and see if we can set a lap time. There was still like over 2 minutes to go, which should have been enough time, and as you can see here it is. We just crossed the line with 2 seconds to go in this F1 qualifying session. Last place on the grid, it looks like, for the moment in this Williams. We're quite low on fuel because we went out there with 5 kilos, and it's a long lap here at Baku. I used up a lot of fuel on the outlap somehow, so I thought I might be in danger of running out, but the fact that we're able to start this lap and set it is going to be a bonus for us. We're going to find a lot of time in the way of just track evolution and just getting my eye in even further than what I was at the start of the session. But you can see so far we're 5 tenths up, which is amazing. On our last lap, we were 5 tenths up on that, so I don't know where this time is coming from, in all honesty. Scraping the wall up against the barrier. Said that twice. Into the third sector, so literally using up all the road. There's not much more time to find here, guys. Honestly, I am wringing the neck of this Williams. But if this is still last place, then I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. We're 6.5 tenths up as we go to the start-finish line. Nice stumble there across the line. It is last place still. Unbelievable. So we find all of that time. We go through all that effort of getting the car out there, preparing it, finding all that time, and then still only ending up in last place. And only a fraction away from Kevin Magnussen and also my teammate in P18, Lance Stroll. So there you go. We're actually faster than, other people around us, and even some of the front runners in the third sector. But we just lose so much time in the first and second, which is the most frustrating thing. So it's last place for this race, but I'm pretty confident that we can still move forward in the race. Let's head to the interviews and see what Claire has to say.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
Are you okay, Claire? I'm not too sure if she was watching the same session as the rest of us there, but last place on the grid. We've got a tough race ahead of us. I still think we can get points today, if there's an absolute disaster. I don't know how. I think we might be able to overtake other cars as well, so as long as we're somewhat competitive in Sector 1 and 2, it might not be a disaster. So hopefully all goes well and we can come away with some more points. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I agree with that sentiment right there, Jeff. Welcome, guys, to the grid of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. New sponsors on board in the form of Martini. Let's impress those guys with a good showing today. One stop is the strategy, super softs to the softs. So we'll have less tyre wear to deal with than, say, the front runners, but I still think even the front runners who are starting on the Ultras should be able to make it to the end on a one stop. I will wait and see. 5 red lights, and away we finally go for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Marcus Ericsson again getting grid penalties for the start of this one, so his luck in this championship is absolutely horrid as we almost run into the back of these guys heading into turn 1. Just an absolute roadblock, completely just caught out by how early they were braking, how cautiously everyone was taking it into turn 1. Turn 2, a bit more aggressive from us there up the inside of our teammate. A bit of contact made, but otherwise we escape without any damage conceived to both of us. Can we find an avenue around these guys? Stroll and Ericsson battling side by side. No real opportunities are presenting themselves. Ericsson is taking his sweet ass time trying to find a position on Lance Stroll here, so I'm just waiting for an opportunity. We might seize up the inside here in its left hand, or I don't know what corner number it is, but it's pretty feisty between the teammates there. A bit of contact made, not once, twice, but I think 3 times over the course of this first lap. It is tensions nearing boil over here at Williams, almost replicating what the Force India boys did a couple of years ago, but we still somehow have no damage. We have lost a lot of time though to who was Marcus Ericsson. He's now moved his way through the pack already, jumping a few cars. Grosjean is up next on the softer compound of tyre, so we'll see what we can do up against him. It's going to be hard to claw back that ground now that we've lost DRS, we've lost slipstream, so that's a big blow for us in this Grand Prix. Virtual safety car, an alternate strategy for us was offered by the team, but I was not a fan of that. I think it was a 2-stop to the end, which is completely the wrong way to go about things, but we're continuing on in this race. We're still trying to hold down P17, the position that we're in. Magnussen was putting pretty significant pressure on us into turn 1. Raikkonen makes his first stop of the day very early on onto the super soft tyres, which is only the middle compound. We've got 2 people who are up the escape road there. That's Sainz and Verstappen. But the thing I want you guys to look at is the mini-map, because Raikkonen goes from behind Lance Stroll to in the pit lane. And I don't know why or how that has happened. So Kimi has lost 20 or 30 seconds. And he's serving another pit stop somehow, while all of that was going on with Sainz and Verstappen. Those guys lost a good 20 seconds themselves as well. They were stuck in the escape road, just parked, not doing anything, and then finally they got out there. But this is Raikkonen. He's stuck in the pit lane in the wrong direction. He's in front of the Ferrari pit guys, but they're not doing anything about his car. And now we're getting to the phase in the Grand Prix where people are making pit stops, and Kimi could get in the way of their rivals Mercedes. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Bottas is out of the Grand Prix. He disappeared as if Bottas retired. But looking at the mini-map, he's leaving the pit lane now. But Raikkonen is still there. Speaking of still there, there's Magnussen up my inside. Bit of a cheeky battle here into turn 2. There's lots going on at this stage. I don't know how there's not been a safety car after the 2 Renault-powered guys were stuck up the escape road up here. Then the incident with Kimi stuck in the pit lane. Magnussen has bottled it right in front of me. It's all happening in this Baku Grand Prix. I don't know what it is about this racetrack, but it just throws up absolute mayhem. And now, because Kimi is in the pit box of Ferrari and not doing anything, Vettel is still stuck out there on circuit and can't make a pit stop. So I don't know what's going to happen there with that scenario at Ferrari. It could completely implode if the mechanics don't do anything about that. But other people are making stops What else is happening? Midfield runners are making stops. This is Sergio Perez making his and rejoining on the circuit on the soft compound tyres. So we're getting jumped by people who are already making their stops. So our track position at this stage in the Grand Prix is looking pretty darn dire. It must be said. It's not looking good, but I'm almost playing the game of a safety car coming out at any point in this Grand Prix, and that'd save me in this Grand Prix. But anyway, side by side with Magnussen on the start-finish straight, just trying to break the slipstream so that he doesn't soar right past us. Again, the top-end speed of this Williams is fine. It's just the acceleration up to top speed, which is not quite there. Raikkonen, oh, he's going in the right direction now. Is he? Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? What's happening? Oh, he's stuck.
Hey! Hey! Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on! Move!
Oh, man. Raikkonen's woes just go from bad to worse in this Grand Prix. He's now in the right direction, but his pit crew failed to acknowledge his existence now, and he's stuck in the pit lane here in Baku. Anyway, still battling away with Magnussen. Oh, Raikkonen's out of the... He's out. He's found his way back onto the circuit now. What a miracle. He just left. He got the shits and he left. He got up and decided to stuff everyone and speed in the pit lane, get $1,000 million worth of demerit points from the FIA, and what is this Grand Prix? What is this race? I don't know. I'm losing all sense of reality here.
Nice move.
You know, Kimi does 180 flick spins on a dime. He speeds in the pit lane by going 200 kilometers an hour. He teleports from one sector to another. AI up escape roads, going 3 wide now on this start-finish straight. Baku, thank you. Thank you, Baku. Well done, Baku. Side by side on the start-finish straight. We're getting squeezed onto the ripple strip there, and that's not going to phase too well into turn 1. We lose both those positions there, so it's P15. Still yet to make a pit stop, by the way. That'll be coming up in about a lap or two. But the Grand Prix. If you guys aren't enjoying this, hit the like button, please do. That'll really help me out. But we're getting held up behind these guys now. They're squabbling quite hard into the middle sector, which is the area of the track where you don't really want to be squabbling too much. So if this keeps up, I think we're going to pit. Yeah, we're going to do it now. A little bit early, but we're going to go onto these soft compound tyres. It's going to be Williams versus Haas to see who can get the track position. Williams, you've been great at your pit stops. I need you to deliver and get me this position. 2.0 seconds stop. Yes, we do. We have P15. Thank you very much, Williams. You might not be good at making a competitive car, but boy, you guys can service one awfully quick. And, well, that didn't last too long, did it? Already overtaken by Magnussen. Side by side into the middle sector. It's all very close quarters through there, but we hold on once again through the power of slipstream. Thank you, Codemasters, for making it very OP this year. That is us back up at a P15. Having to save a lot of my battery, and that's why Magnussen is coming back at me in this middle sector. But yeah, what a Grand Prix. We've now got the likes of Sainz and Verstappen coming back through this field after their tangles with the escape road and each other. They're looking pretty threatening, and they're going to get us in only a matter of time in this Grand Prix. Magnussen again out the inside into turn 1. It's going to be a race-long battle, myself and Magnussen, in this Grand Prix. I'm really enjoying it, but the people who we can't really fight against is these two, Sainz and Verstappen, who are still going side by side in this Grand Prix somehow. This is absolute madness. This is absolutely crazy. Verstappen goes up the inside. Job done for him. Sainz will follow us through very, very quickly. He's on the super soft tyres, so he'll have even more of a pace advantage. Though it's yet to be said whether he's made a pit stop yet. I think he started on the supers, so Verstappen might have gapped him to enough of a gap that makes out to be a pit stop. And I think he just confirms that by pulling into pit lane there. So there you go. Verstappen is a pit stop ahead of Sainz. But yeah, after that, after those guys stopped, after Magnussen overtook me and got away, gaps started to form both in front and behind. I didn't really have too much to fight for anymore in this Grand Prix. There's 8 laps left to go. Grosjean has just made his pit stop, who did the opposite of us. So he started on the softs, is now finishing on the supers. He rejoined just in front of us, and unfortunately, you know, I don't have that kind of pace. Even if he was on fresh softs, there's nothing I'd be able to do about that. But this is my teammate getting lapped by Leclerc. That's not good. That is the worst way to let a race leader through. He mounts the curb. The intent was there to try and get out of the way, but he completely went about it the wrong way and held him up quite a bit. Lucky to get away with no damage there, but 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Leclerc is right up our chuff once again, and we're going to get lapped, I think, for the 3rd time in this season. So unfortunate that it had to be that way, but today the car was just dreadful. I didn't want to complain about it in the video, but it really was bad. The drive traction was horrible. I was losing the back end a lot, and I think I was trying to overdrive the car as well, which was not a good mixture. I was braking very heavily into braking zones and often going in too deep, sliding the tires, and it just wasn't good. It was not a good mix, this Baku Grand Prix with this Williams car, but there you go. Former teammate wins. We come home in another pretty bad result.
Sorry about that. I guess it can't all go to plan. Bring her in. We'll go over what happened in the debrief.
So, here they come out now onto the podium after a thrilling Grand Prix. It just goes to show what a strong position the sport is in, that these independent teams can be so competitive. What a superb victory from the Sauber team.
Well done. Well done. You've got the fastest car by an absolute mile. And you win by probably an absolute mile as well. So I don't know. What can I say? GG. For the first time in a while, it looks like Ericsson hasn't clawed his way back through the field fully. He only gets P9. So 2 stops there for Ericsson. Horrible strategy, given the car that he's in. Ending up a minute behind his teammate. What the hell are you doing? Baku is one of the easiest tracks to overtake. In fact, I just go as far to say as if you can stick behind someone, even my nan could overtake someone on the straight. Come on. But there you go. That has been this Grand Prix. Quite honestly, just happy to get through it, get the points, resource points that is, and we'll move on to the next one. We got a target goal set by the team, which was like getting 8 practice programs, so we'll get the bonus of 600 resource points from this race. We'll go pretty ham with the upgrades heading into Spain, and from there, hopefully our season can properly start. This was always going to be an uphill battle, the start of the season, and always this Baku and Bahrain Grand Prix, they were always going to be the worst for us in terms of just having a race with the AI. But I'm glad that we got through. We had some really good battles there. We had some pretty questionable moments with the AI, with Raikkonen, Sainz and Verstappen having their issues as well. It was very, very interesting, but this is the moment I've been waiting for quite a long time. We've got a decent bank of resource points now, 1,400 to spend. We can go for major front downforce, but if we do that, we'll only get that today, and it'll apply in time for the Monaco Grand Prix. But I think I'm going to go for something different. I think I'm going to go for rear downforce. Although you didn't see it all too much, you might have seen signs of it, but I had to... the beauty of editing, you wouldn't have seen a lot of the corners I just mucked up because the rear traction was so horrible. So I'm going to upgrade the rear downforce in an effort that I pray that that's going to make the drivability that much better. The rear traction, it's absolutely horrendous. It needs to be better. I can't push. I really struggle to get up to speed when I first get on this game and get used to this Williams again. My God, is it horrible. And we're on PC. Could you imagine like how bad it is on like console, where the grip arguably isn't as high as what it is on PC. But anyway, that's enough of my... I'm just trying to convey like just what state the car is in at the moment. So we're going to go for rear downforce, apply that to the car, and we're also going to have a look at the engine, see what we can upgrade. Unfortunately, we can't upgrade anything engine power wise. It's only ERS and fuel consumption, which I'm not really too interested in at the moment. But going forward, we have to unlock the ultimate upgrades for either ERS or fuel consumption before we can move on to more engine power upgrades. So that's pretty frustrating. I think in the long run, I'll go for the ERS route so I can spend more of my battery and save more of my battery easier. That would certainly help us in the race. But otherwise, we do not need to work on fuel consumption whatsoever. It's already amazing enough as it is. I started the race with -1 lap of fuel, and we recovered to like having a lap and a half worth of extra fuel that was just weighing us down at the end. So there's that. So the other upgrade option we have up our sleeve is weight reduction again. So we're going to go for a minor weight reduction, and that'll go in tandem with the major weight reduction, which is going on the car in time for the next episode in Spain. So heading into the next episode, we'll have 3 upgrades going on the car, one of which being a major one, and this could completely revitalize this car for us, hopefully heading into the European leg of the championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next race, the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.